So if you've just turned 40 and are worried about the impending menopause years that are going to come, here are 3 key actions for you that I'm detailing out a little bit. Listen to each one and I'll tell you why. Because what fitness you go into menopause with, you will come out with literally 50% of that. So if your stamina is a 5K or a 10K, it will suddenly half by the time you come out. So at the end of the day, these 10 years or 8 years, whatever you have in hand, take them very seriously, put your head down and build fitness. It's not just about your weight or the way you look, but this is the time to make an SIP year on year on year, so that by the time you reach there, you're in a great position to kind of mentally, physically deal with the turbulence that's coming. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the diet. Now remember, diet decides weight. At the end of the day, if you can try to be the lowest you have been in the past 10-15 years, say from 25 once you matured into an adult to now, by the time you've reached 40, try to hit your lowest possible weight. Now even if that says about 10% above your adult weight, say weight at that point you were say 60, try to come to 65, 62. Don't say okay, it's okay, I'm 72, I'm 7. Don't negotiate with the weight, because your peak muscle strength, your density of bone, along with that the stamina that you can build, this is the window of opportunity. From 35 to 45 is probably the fittest you're going to be in this life in terms of ability of body to bear exercise. So you have to get used to really piling on the intensity duration. This is not the time to just focus on career or children, because the real Mack truck of menopause is coming, where I've seen a lot of women suddenly balloon out of shape. And then there's a lot of frustration, because turning the car around at that point, it feels like turning around a bus on a very narrow road. So all I want you to do now first is focus on your diet, and like your life depends on it. The first thing is co-opt a lot of supplementary nutrition. From the vitamins, calciums to everything, get lengthy prescriptions from your doctors, and don't be over optimistic, I'll get it from food, especially if you're working full time. You are just not going to be able to put in that much nourishment effort in the kitchen. So don't be over optimistic. Get complete prescriptions, be it creatine, be it L-carnitine, be it collagen, and much more. Make sure you top load everything every day to be high performing. Secondly, you have to learn to just eat more protein every day. This has to become a structured habit and make the protein boring. Whether it's whey protein, whether it's chicken, whether it's any other vegetarian source from soya, tofu, whatever. Make sure it's on your plate, because all this protein which you did not eat is going to come back to haunt you 10 years from now. You have to get used to it. Slowly reduce the oil and sugar dosage that you've got used to. In the 30s, there is a lot of celebration. We have all suddenly, begun to expand our social circles, from work to maybe school groups and many other things, children's groups, a lot of birthday parties. There's been a lot of socializing which has led to, let's say, a 10-15% weight gain. It's time to roll it all back. So take charge first by reducing your SOS, which is salt, oil, sugar, and of course sodas, which is the 4th S. A lot of women I see drink a lot of diet cokes. Just try to roll that back. Okay, so all this, including of course alcohol, if that's part of your life, just reduce the frequency, because you're going to get linear into fitness now. That's all. There should be no other focus for the next 5 to 7 years. The second thing is, when it comes to exercise, strength training as well as stamina building, it peaks here. If you see a lot of the women's world records in running, even the men's world records, we're talking endurance records, are set after 40. Why is that? Because the maturation period, the oxygen delivery, the muscle mass stability, the joint strength is maximum between 40 to 45. So you should exploit that to build the kind of fitness you will need going into menopause. So moral of the story, at least 2 or 3 days of proper strength training, get a trainer in place, take your protein, just stick to it. Secondly, stamina. You must learn to run or swim or cycle or do spinning. There should be some long duration cardio on weekends. Not only will it build your intensity in terms of stamina, it will also your cardiovascular, but more importantly, your lower limbs, especially the shins, the thighs, all this will get very toned in preparation for menopause. So use that window very wisely. Second, now even in that phase, nutrition requirements will go up because performance nutrition is different from daily existential nutrition. So don't hesitate to have more micronutrients and more protein, maybe even 1.2 grams a kg. Don't hesitate and don't listen to random reels. Focus on evidence. This is number 2. Now third is mental health preparation. Women must learn to not just seek solace in friends. You must have a professional army of people. Even if you have a therapist in your group, talk to them. There is nothing shameful about consulting or just taking advice, not on specific issues, but life in general. If you can build a spiritual pillar, maybe start to subscribe to any philosophy that you're starting to align to, go ahead. But I want you to have a support system for mental health ups and downs. Lastly, your monthly cycles may slowly start getting disturbed. This doesn't mean that you stop doing everything else and just focus on that. Gynecologist trips will increase a lot in these 10 years. Okay, but don't panic. This is just one phase of life. It's 1/10 in a 100-year life. Take it in your stride. Go into menopause elegantly. Come out elegantly. Yes, there may be 5-7% weight gain, but if you were already at your lowest, you'll still be sub 70 or 80. From where post-menopause in 5 years you can turn all this back, but only if you have done your investments well in advance. I'm repeating again, first step is the diet. Reduce your salt, oil, sugar, reduce the sodas, just calm down in terms of all these. Just let go these addictions and all, and alcohol also. Be careful, don't get addicted, because when the down phase comes, you'll start clinging to these. The second thing you want to do is a little bit of fasting is useful. Again, I didn't talk about in today's video, that's a separate video, but learn if you're not hungry. And as it is when you start exercising, which is the main pillar now. As you build fitness, there are some days where you will not exercise. Just stick to only protein those days. There's no harm. Just have 3 days of protein. You know, every 3-4 hours have something. So it's easy. My suggestion, all of you, see, my wife is also now about 45, 46, and last 6 years she has been consistently strength training. She's keeping her weight in that range. We know there will be some weight gain in 3 to 4 years, but it's okay. She's prepared for it. Her bone density is solid. She's been having her supplements. So we see how we go into this phase. Moral of the story, those who prepare well will come out like champions. Those who don't go into it properly come out stumbling and then start seeking support. Okay, so listen to the video 2-3 times, take the action points and go ahead.